Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are certainly welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Command the Hoops. If this is your first time viewing the channel, please do like and subscribe. I've so much to chat about for the next 6 to 7 minutes. I won't blow your ears with waffles or your head with waffles. I'll just be out straight and tell you as a fan perspective. Look, we're still calling for a left back. We're still calling for a goalkeeper. Maybe some of us are still calling for a striker. And some people on the channel are calling for a right back. The right back situation, I'm not worried about. We have Alistair Johnson to come back. Ralston is established domestically. So I think we need to calm down with the right back position. Celtic have let a couple of players go on loan this week. Youth players. McPherson's gone to Queen's Park. Ben Summers signed a new deal. He's off to Dunfermline. Carl Starfelt, he's gone on a permanent basis to Celta Vigo. And Bosun Lawal, Irish centre back, he's gone to Fleetwood Town to join Scott Brown down there. So I wish him the very best on a season long move down to the EFL. Get stuck in, get minutes on your belt. There's a bit of a Celtic contingent down there, so I'll be joining up with the likes of Robertson and stuff as well. So it'd be a good bit of crack for him to get stuck in there. Regards to getting players in the door, Tierney wasn't selected for Arsenal today. There's been a lot of talk of Tierney. I've talked about on the channel. Brendan Rodgers has been darted with the questions of Tierney, and he's kind of basically brushed them off, saying, yeah, he's had having a good experience at Celtic when he was in charge, but he's not looking into it too much. Should we go for Tierney? It's a simple yes or no. If we're going for Tierney, I've said this many times, and I'll document it again. If we are going for Tierney, it needs to be a purchase. Are we going to go out and pay 10 million for Kieran Tierney after selling for 25 to Arsenal? Definitely not. It would need to be something dramatic for Celtic and Arsenal to come to a deal. You'd cut his wages from 120 grand, probably down to about 50 or 60. And it would have to be a nice fee, a lucrative fee in Arsenal's eyes. You're probably looking at potentially 7 to 8 million. Tierney's worth more than that. Real Sociedad are sniffing around. He's still being linked with Newcastle. Just bring him back home. Bring him back home. I like Taylor. I've nothing against Taylor. I think Taylor has been one of the most improved players in the last 18 months. But I think Tierney is a better player, European level. He has Europa League experience and their Champions League experience as well with Celtic. So let's go for Tierney. Simple as that. And I know people might say, oh, you're trying to get the old gang back together. All this rumour bullshit. I'll just be out straight because I think we need Kieran Tierney. Simple as that. It's my opinion. Benjamin Siegrist, there's a lot of talk of him in the last couple of hours, especially in the likes of X, which is Twitter now. Basically, what's going to happen with Benjamin Siegrist? He has a missus in Australia, which is a radio presenter. He was over, spent a lot of time there, and he's off season. Is it going to be a case where he's going to leave Celtic for first team football? Joe Hart is the established number one. The jury's out with Joe Hart. Is he the safe hands? Is he safe with his feet? Is he consistent? Or does he have a mistake in him? Like every keeper has a mistake in him. Are we still going to go for another keeper? I've made it clear on this channel. We need to up our game regards to the goalkeeping department. If Siegrist doesn't want to be at Celtic and he wants to be first team football, which is his career, let him go. Let him go regardless of where it's from. If it's a loan move or it's a permanent move, let him go. If he wants to go into Australia or he wants to play in a different league, it doesn't bother me. Players can be replaced, especially goalkeepers. You go out and get another number two. But we need to get Lukovic. Simple as that. And are Celtic going to go out and spend 8 or 9 million on Lukovic? I think Dynamo Zagreb are going to hold off to see if they qualify for the Champions League. They're in the third round qualification at the moment. If they can get through that qualification round, the AK Athens, and get into playoff and get through, I'd say they'll hold their ground and say no, he's not for sale. The deal fell out with Fenerbahce 3 weeks ago, and I think Celtic really need to start looking at goalkeepers in this window. I know we have until the end of the month, and it's not panic stations. If we don't sign a goalkeeper, we'll get on with it. We're going to trust Joe Hart until the end of the season. But there is a mistake pending, big time. A big mistake in a big match. He's done it in Europe last season, and I think he takes players for granted when they press on him as well. And some fans will pick up and say, well, he's been a great servant. Yes, he has been a great servant. We need someone that's on a move forward. We need a keeper that's maybe 26 to 28, so we can get a couple of years, build these keepers up, sell them for a good fee, business as normal, you know. But it's not going to happen with regards to Kyogo and the whole Ange business. Like, I don't really believe Celtic would sell Kyogo to Spurs because Harry Kane's gone. It's going to be paper talk. It's going to be out straight paper talk. I'm talking about on the channel because people are going to ask me in the comments about it. He's signed a new deal. He's happy in Glasgow. He wants to push to get into the Japanese squad. We have the Asia's games coming up in the New Year's, and he's going to be pushing to be a part of that team, to be selected with the likes of Moyeda and Atate. There's a better chance of Atate going to Brighton than Kyogo going to Spurs at this moment in time. Not because Turnbull's playing, it's just because there's been a lot of talk of him saying the Premier League comes up, he'll expand his options. He'll maybe look at that other chapter when it comes, if the deal's right. And to be honest with you, I don't know how accurate it is. It was Japanese media asking him. I don't know if they were storing it up or not, but he's still a player. He's under contract at 2025, and Kyogo's till 27. So is Moyeda. I'm not worried about the Japanese boys leaving. The only Japanese boy that should be leaving is Kobayashi. He's injured at the moment. There's talks that he might be going back to Japan on a season-long move, and I wish him the very best. And I wish him the best. I think at the end of the day, he just hasn't cut the Celtic brand yet. He hasn't cut being a Celtic player. It's just, no, definitely not for me. I think there's too much inconsistency from him as well when he has featured. So, regards to our centre backs, I've said this on the channel. We're waiting for the Swedish centre back to do his medical, be confirmed. We've agreed a deal with Elfsborg, 3 million. He's meant to come to Glasgow, doing a medical over the weekend, and hopefully it will be confirmed by Monday or Tuesday. So that'll be our second centre back. We are still looking at Xavier Muniamba from Volendam in the Eredivisie. 21-year-old, over 6'4", came through the youth system at Chelsea and the Barcelona youth system. And this is a player that potentially we could snap for 3 million. I think we need to stock up on the centre backs because I really don't know, as I said in the channel last, I don't know how long we're going to keep Carter Vickers. We might keep him beyond this season, but it's going to be difficult, especially if he's playing a lot of games. We do well in Europe and we're winning trophies, and that's what's going to happen. When players are on good form, their stats are good, other clubs are going to sniff around. Premier League are going to sniff around, Saudi teams will sniff around, and we just need to keep our players and strengthen the squad. Goalkeeper, left back, I'd go for Tierney. If they're willing to take 8 million for Tierney, let's go for him. He's only 26, still has a good 4 or 5 years left in him, and let him come back home. Kyogo's going nowhere, you know. Bosun Lawal is off down to Fleetwood. Siegrist, if he wants to go, let him go. And do subscribe to the channel. Let me know your comments. Let me know. Think outside the box here. Let me know what type of goalkeeper you would like to go for. I'd like Kieran, to be honest with you, but I don't think Liverpool are going to budge. We're not going to go out and spend 10 million on a goalkeeper called Kieran that's only paid, 12 to 13 games for Liverpool in his career. Definitely not. Now, statistics could be wrong, but I'm guessing with the amount of cup games he's played in his Liverpool career, not a lot. So, let's see what happens. Interesting times. The window at the end of the month will close. We'll get a Champions League group stage opponents as well, and we'll take it from there. Take care. Hell.